Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to our new video. Today we got an exciting session ahead as we dive into the world of Flutter and Firebase. In this video, we will be tackling Flutter Firebase CRUD operations through a real project, which will be create, read, update and delete. Stick around because by the end of this video, you will not only master CRUD operations but also gain valuable insights from the practical real world scenario. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more amazing content on this channel. So let's get started. But before moving to the code, let me show you what all things we will learn on today's video and how your app will look alike at the end of this video. So today we are going to learn a Flutter Firebase CRUD method by a real project. I am going to make a simple app here because I want that the beginner who is learning a Flutter and Firebase for the first time, they can understand the each code that I will write in the VS Code. So on this app, we'll upload a employee detail to the respective company by using a employee form, and employee have to enter their name, age and location to the firestore database, and through the employee collection will show all the employee to the respective company in our home page. So we are going to give a company name Flutter Firebase here, and in the home page you can see the floating action button. Now when I click to the floating action button here, then it will directly take me to the employee form page, and here I will fill a employee detail here like name. So I'll enter a name Vivek Sharma and his age 34 and the location United States. Now when I click to the add button, then you can see that employee detail has been added successfully. Now let's move to the Firebase and we'll check if the respective document has been uploaded to the Firestore database or not. So in the employee collection, you can see the second document which we have just uploaded from our app, which is age 34, name Vivek Sharma and location United States. So this was the first part of our CRUD method, which is create. Now let's move to the second part, which is read. So let's move to the home page, and here you can see the all employee list here, and let's move to the Firebase and you can see the first employee name Pritam Singh, age 30, and second employee name Vivek Sharma with location United States. So this was a second part of our CRUD method, which is read. So we can successfully read all the data from the Firestore database and can show in our app. Now here comes our third part, which is update. Now when I'll click to the pencil icon here, and we need to change a Pritam Singh age to 50, and we'll click in the update button. You can see that it just take a few seconds to update a Pritam Singh age to 50 here. Now let's move to the Firebase, and you can see that in the Firebase the age has been also changed to 50. Now let's change the employee name here to Divyansh Sharma. Now click in the update button, and we can also change a respective employee name, and you can see the same changes in the Firestore database. This was a third part, which is update. Now let's move to the fourth part, which is delete. Now when I click to the delete icon here, then it will delete the respective employee detail from the Firestore database, and it just take a few seconds to delete the details of that respective employee from the employee collection. So you can see that how I've created a CRUD method here by using a simple but a real project, so that each and every viewer who are watching this video or learning a Flutter Firebase for the first time can understand each and every code that I will write on this video. I will also suggest you, please do not skip any of the process or part from this video, because each and every process is necessary to get the result that I have just shown you now. So by the end of this video, you are going to learn lots of things regarding the Flutter and Firebase because I will also tell you how to connect the Firebase for both Android and iOS. So let's move to the code and develop a real project from scratch. Now you can see the debug banner at the right top of the screen. So to remove the debug banner from the app, we need to go to the main.dart file, and in the material app we'll write debug. So checked mode banner to false, and making it to false, it will remove the banner from the top. Now we'll create a new folder name pages here, and in the pages folder I will create a new file name home.dart, and inside the home.dart file I will write import flutter material.dart, and will create a stateful widget name home here. Now we are going to use a init state, set state, and lots of function in our home.dart file. That's why I am using a stateful widget here. And if there is any case like if you don't want to use a set state, init state, then you can use a stateless widget. So I am writing a stateful widget here. Now body. Now we'll write scaffold, body, container, child, column. So now you can see that after writing the widgets, there is a blue line under each widget which doesn't look good when you are coding in the VS Code. So to remove the blue underline from the widgets, I will add two lines in the analysis options.yaml file, and after adding this line it will almost remove the blue lines from our widgets. So this is a small trick that you can use in your app whenever you find a blue lines below your widgets. Now in the rule section you will add two lines. Now save the page, and let's move to the home.dart file again, and here you can see that almost blue lines disappear from our widgets. Now in the scaffold widget I will first create a app bar where I will show the company name, though I'm using a company name Flutter and Firebase, just a random name here, and in the title I will write row, and I will create a first text widget here. Now to show what all things I have wrote in the home.dart file, let's move to the main.dart file, and in the home I will call a home.dart file here so that I can show you what all things I am writing in the home.dart file. Now let's hot restart the app. Now in the row I will first write a text widget, and in the text widget I will write a word flutter, and will give the styling to the text widget by using a text style. Now, if you are a beginner and getting confused why I'm using a text widget, container widget, etc. in the app, then you can know about these widgets in more detail by following one of my video that I have created on this channel, which tells about these widgets in the more detail, and it will also help you to implement as much function you want in your Flutter app by using this widgets. I will paste the link in the comment box, so you can also refer that video and can know more about Flutter widgets. So we'll write color blue, font size 20.0, and font weight dot bold. Now here you can see the first text. Now just beside of it I will write a second text named Firebase. That's why I have used a row widget here so that I can write two words together. Now we'll write colors dot orange, and here you can see the Flutter Firebase text. Now if I want to move this text to the center, then I will go to the row and will write main axis alignment dot center, and it will quickly center our both the text. Now I will create a floating action button here because as I've told you there will be one more screen from where the employee will fill the form and they will add their detail to the firestore database. So I will go to the scaffold and will write floating action button floating action button on pressed, and in the child I will pass icon icons.add. So here you can see the floating action button with a icon add. Now I want that when I tap to this button, then we'll move to the employee form page. So I will create one more file in our pages folder named employee.dart, and will again create a stateful widget named employee here. Now we'll write scaffold, body, column, children. Now, to push the user to the employee.dart page, let's move to the home.dart file, and in the onPress method, I will write navigator.push context and will write material page route. This function will help us to navigate the user to the employee.dart page so that it can fill the form and can upload to the Firestore database. So by this method, we can successfully move to the employee.dart file. Now let's copy the app bar that we have just wrote in the home.dart file. So it will as it is, and we'll just change the text to employee form here. Now you can see that after creating app bar, it automatically creates a back arrow in our app bar. So after tapping to the back arrow, we'll directly move to the home page. Now in the column widget, I will write the text name here so that employee can upload their name. So we'll write text widget name. So inside the text widget, we'll write name and we'll give the styling by using the text style. Now I want to provide the spacing from the left side. So I will write edge insert dot only left 20.0, and will also give the margin from the top 30.0. Now let's increase the font size to 24. I am trying to create this app as simple as I can because I want that someone who is developing their first app through my this video can understand the Flutter code very easily and can follow some more series that we have already uploaded in our channel. So through this app they can learn all the basics regarding the Flutter and Firebase, and after learning the basics from the Flutter and Firebase, they can directly move to the chat app, to do app, or food delivery app to master their app development skills. So I'm not going to make it more complex for the viewers who are watching the Flutter code for the first time. So I will try to keep as simple as I can so that you can learn each and everything regarding the Flutter and Firebase through this video. Now in the container I will write text field. Now let's hot reload, and here you can see the text field with a underline. Now I want to move the name to the left side of the screen in our column widget cross axis alignment dot start, and it will directly move the name to the left side of the screen. Now I want to remove this underline from the text field, so I will write decoration input decoration border input border dot none. So if you want to learn more about the text field, then as I have already told you the video where I have told lots of things regarding the text field widget 2, you can follow that video link in our comment box. Now we'll write decoration, box decoration, and we'll first give the border to our container. So I will write border dot all. Now here you can see the text field. Now let's provide the margin from the right side. So we'll write right 20.0. Now let's give the spacing from the top So we'll use size box height 10.0. Now let's provide the border radius to the container. So we'll write border radius dot circular 10. So here on the text field, we can type as much text we want. So I'm writing my name Shivam Gupta here. Now I want to provide the padding from the left side. So I will write padding edge insert dot only left 5.0, sorry 10.0. Now let's create some more text field so that the employee can enter age and location too. Now let's create a button here add so that user can directly press the add button and can upload the data to the firestore database. Now to create a direct button I will write elevated button here, and in the on press will pass a function that will be executed when the user will press this button, and in the child will write text widget, and in the text widget will write add text here and will give the styling to the text widget by using a text style. Now let's center the button here, so we'll wrap up with a center widget. Now we'll provide the space, so we'll write size box height 30.0. So we have created a complete UI for our employee form page. Now let's move and add the Firebase to our app so that we can upload the data to the Firestore database. First, I will create a project in our Firebase. So let's move to the Firebase and we need to enter a project name here. So I'm writing basic app. Now click on continue, again on continue. Now use default account for Firebase, create project. So as you can see, Firebase is creating your project. So wait for a few seconds. So click on continue and we'll directly move to the Firebase. And here you can see that we can add iOS app, Android app and web app through the Firebase. So first I will add a iOS app here, then we'll move to the Android app. So in the iOS app, first we need a Apple bundle ID. So let's move to the Xcode and we need to copy the bundle identifier from there and paste it in the Firebase. So move to the runner, then signing and capabilities and copy the bundle identifier from here and we'll paste it in Apple bundle ID. Now click in the register app and download the Google service info.plist file. Now make sure that it should be Google service info.plist file. If anything is written rather than this, then make sure you edit them. Now just paste it below the info and click on finish. So it is done. Now let's move to the Firebase again. Click on next, next, again on next, continue to the console. So as you can see, we have successfully added the iOS app here. Now let's move to the Android app. Now we need a Android package name here. So we'll go to the Android app build.gradle file and we'll move to the application ID and we'll copy the application ID from here and we'll paste it in the Android package name. Now click in the register app again. Now download google-service.json file and it should be also in the google-services.json file, and if anything is written rather than this, then make sure you edit them. Now paste it in the Android app folder. So it is done. Now click on next. Now copy the plugin from here and we need to paste in the Android build.gradle file, and in the class path we'll paste this plugin. Now we need to change some of the line of the code for our class path. I will also recommend you to please do not skip any of the process while setting up the Firebase, because each and every step is necessary so that we can connect the app for both Android and iOS. Now let's move and we'll copy the plugin and we'll go to the Android app build.gradle file, and in the apply plugin we'll paste the code and we'll again change some line of the code here. Now we'll copy the dependency from here and we'll paste it to the same file in the dependencies. Now second line. Now click to the next, continue to the console. So as you can see, we have successfully added the iOS app and Android app here. Now let's move to the pubdev, because we need to copy some of the packages from here and paste it inside the perspec.yaml file. So here comes our first package name, Firebase core, to enable the Firebase in our Flutter app. So move to the installing, copy the dependency from here and paste it in the perspec.yaml file. Now to access the Cloud Firestore from our Flutter app, here comes our second package name, Cloud Firestore. Now move to the installing again and we'll copy the same dependency and paste it inside the perspec.yaml file. So it is done. Now run all the packages in our Flutter app. Now let's move to the Firebase again, because we need to enable some of the function for our Cloud Firestore so that we can upload the data from our Flutter app. So we'll move to the Firestore database, click on Get Started button, click on Next, then in the Enable button. So as you can see, Firestore is setting up some security rules. So wait for a few seconds. Now let's move to the rules and we need to change it to false to true. Please do not skip this process, because if you don't change the rule from the Firestore, then you can't upload the data to the Firestore database. So do not forget to change the rules from the Cloud Firestore. So we have successfully added a Firebase in our Flutter app. So in the Firebase, here it will be the collection name and the document ID, and we will upload one by one employee detail here. Do not need to worry. I will make it very easy for the beginners who are learning the Flutter Firebase for the first time, so that they can upload the details to the Firestore database in just few seconds. Now in the lib folder, I will create a new folder name service here, and inside the service folder I will create new file name database.dart file. So many of the developers might do that. They will write all the functions regarding the Firebase in the same file where they have created the UI. But I always recommend you to create a separate file like database.dart file or any other file from where you can write all the Firebase function and can call them by using a single code. This will make your code really clean and you can customize your app very easily, and it will also save lots of time while writing a Flutter app in the VS Code. Now in the database.dart file, I will create a class named database methods. Now we'll write future and we'll write add employee detail function here, which will be called when the user will click in the add button here, and will pass a map string dynamic. Now you might be thinking that why I've used a map string dynamic here. Basically, map string dynamic help us to upload the user form easily to the cloud firestore. So in the string, we'll pass name, age, location, and in the dynamic method, you can pass anything like string, integer, boolean character, etc. I will show you how to upload the user details by using a map string dynamic here. So we'll write a employee info map. Now we'll write async. We'll also write a string id here. Basically, string id is because, as I've told you, there will be a specific id for the each document that we will upload to the Firestore database, so that we can delete, update a specific employee detail from our app easily. So by passing the unique ID, you can quickly update or delete the specific document from the Firestore database in just few seconds. Now we'll write Firebase firestore.instance.collection, and employee will be our collection name and specific doc ID, and we'll write .set method to upload the user info map here. Now to handle the text in our text field, we'll write text editing controller name controller equals to new text editing controller. So by using a text editing controller, we can easily handle the text that the user will enter on these three text field. So we'll create each controller for this text field. Now let's pass the controller in our text field. So we'll write controller, name controller, and same for the age. We'll write controller, age controller, and for the location, location controller. So if you have any questions regarding the things we are writing here, you can comment me in the comment box. I will try to answer all the problems regarding the Flutter app you are facing here, or you can DM me directly in my Instagram ID so that I can quickly provide you the solution regarding the problem you are facing. Now we'll write map string dynamic here, and as I've told you, I will show you how to upload the user detail by using a map string dynamic. So our string will be the name, and through the name controller.text we will get the text that the user will enter in this text field. So to get the text from the specific text field, we need to write first the controller, then dot text to get all the text that the user will enter on this text field. So same for the age and the location. Now I will write async await database methods dot add employee detail, and in the map string we'll pass a employee info map that I've just shown you in the database.dart file, and in the ID we'll pass a unique ID here. So to create a unique ID, let's move to the perf dev, and we need to copy the package name random string so that we can create a unique ID for the each document here. Now we'll write string ID equals to random alphanumeric 10, and it will provide a random alphanumeric of 10 characters here, and will pass a specific ID to the map string so that we can easily handle the employee details here, and same to the database methods. Now, after uploading the details to the Firestore database, I want to show the user that if the details have been uploaded to the Firestore database or not. To show the hint or a toast message, we need to copy a Flutter toast package from our pubdev. Now go to the readme section, and here you can copy the code for both Android and iOS, and will paste after writing dot then method. So it itself says that after completing the database methods function, it will show the text message that employee detail has been added successfully. Now to run all the code, let's move to the terminal, and first we need to write a flutter clean command here, then flutter run to run all the packages that we have just added in the prospect.ml file and the complete app to our emulator. So our app has launched successfully. Now, before uploading the details to the Firestore database, we need to go to the main.dart file and add the few lines to enable the Firebase in our Flutter app. So we'll write in a void main function async, and we'll write widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized, and we'll write await firebase.initialize app. Do not forget to add this line in your main.dart file, otherwise you can't upload the details to the Firestore database. Now let hot restart it again, and when I click to the floating action button, then it will directly take us to the employee form here, and in the name I will write Shivam Gupta here, and will pass some random age at the location India. Now I will click to the add button, and as you can see, employee detail has been added successfully. Now let's move to the Firebase and let's check if the detail has been added to the Firebase or not. So we'll refresh the page, and here you can see the collection name employee and the specific ID with a age 30, location India, and the name that we have just uploaded from our device. So we can successfully add the detail to the Firestore database. So let's upload a second employee name Rahul Sharma, and will pass age 50 and location United States. Now click in the add button. So employee detail has been added successfully, and you can see the second user detail has been added to the same collection employee here. So our create method is working brilliantly, and you have learned how to upload the user detail to the Firestore database. So from the CRUD method, you have learned how to upload a first method, which is create. So this was the one of the easiest way that I have tried to explain to our viewers, so that they can easily upload the details to the Firestore database in just few seconds. So if you are enjoying this video and want to show some extra love and support, consider buying us a virtual coffee. Every sip fuels our coding adventure and keeps the Flutter magic alive. You can find the link in the description box. Now let's move to the our second part, which is a read from our CRUD method. So from the read, we'll show all the details that we have just uploaded to the Firestore database in our home screen. So let's move to the home.dart file, and we'll first create a UI, then we'll add a function so that we can get all the details from the Firestore database in just few seconds. Now we'll write container, and we'll write with media query dot of context dot size dot width. Now you might be thinking that why I have used a media query in a with here. Basically, media query is something that makes your app highly responsive. So if you want that container to use a complete width of your device automatically, then you can use a media query here rather than providing a specific number to your width. Now we'll write decoration, box decoration, and we'll pass color, colors.white, and border radius dot circular 10. Now we'll pass column in our child widget. Now in the children, we'll write text name and we'll show the name of our employee here. So for now, I'm writing name Shivam Gupta. Now style, text style, colors.blue and font size 20.0 and font weight dot bold. Now hot reload, and here you can see the name of that employee. Now we'll wrap up a container with a material widget so that we can clearly see the container widget here, and we'll provide a border radius to the material widget, and here you can see the container widget clearly. So let's provide the margin from the left and right side of the screen. So in the container I will write margin h insert.only left 10.0 and right 10.0. So here you can see the margin. Let's increase the margin to 20 for both left and right side. Now also provide the margin from the top 30.0. Now we'll write age 50. Don't think that my age is 50. I have just wrote a random age here. Now we'll copy the same text widget and we'll show the location of that specific employee. So in the location I'm writing India. Now let's give the padding to the container. So we'll write padding h insert.all 20. Now to move the text to the left side, we'll use a cross axis alignment dot start. So this is just a UI. Now we'll show all the details from the Firestore database by using a stream builder function. So through the stream builder function, it will automatically shows all the documents in the respective collection in just few seconds. And if you update or delete any of the document from the Firebase, then the stream builder will quickly shows the update in our app in just few seconds. So I will always recommend you that when you want to show the documents from the Firestore database, then always use a stream builder here. Now let's move to the database.dart file and we'll create a function get employee detail, because by using this function we'll get all the details from the Firestore database. So we'll write future stream query snapshot. Basically query snapshot will help us to read all the documents for that respective collection. Now we'll write Firebase firestore dot collection and we'll pass a collection name employee and dot snapshot so that we can get all the documents from the respective collection. So we have created a get employee details function so that we can read all the employee details from the Firestore database. Now let's move to the home.dart file, and here I will write stream employee stream widget all employee details, and in the return I will create a stream builder here, and in the builder I will write context a sync snapshot and return snapshot dot has data. So snapshot will check that if the data present in a respective collection or not. So if there will be a data or a document in the respective collection, then it will show all the data by using a list view dot builder. And if not, then it will just show a container here. Now in the stream builder, I will create a stream, employee stream, that we have just wrote above. Now in our list view dot builder, I will first get the count of all the documents that present in our respective collection so that we can handle all the document one by one by using the index of that respective document. Now in the item builder, I will write document snapshot ds equals to snapshot dot data dot docs index, and will return the container that we have just wrote for the UI. So we'll cut a complete material widget from here and we'll paste it inside the list view dot builder. Now in the name, I will pass ds and a respective field name here, and same for the age and the location. Please make sure when you are writing a field name in a DS, then it should be exact that what you have mentioned in the firestore database. If there is a something mismatch like a space or a character small or capital, then it will not read a respective document from that collection. Now we'll create get on the load function here because I want that as soon as we opens the app, then the app will quickly collects all the details from the respective employee collection, and in the employee stream will pass database method dot get employee detail, and we'll use a set state method so that we can quickly pass the details to the list view builder, and in the init state I will call a get on the load function. Now the reason for passing the function in the init state is because init state is the first function that usually calls when the app launches. Now we'll write all employee details function in our column widget so that we can show all the details, and we'll wrap up with a expanded widget so that it can use a complete height of our device. Now after hot reload, you can see the details from the employee collection that we have uploaded in the Firestore database. Now let's give the space from the bottom. So we'll wrap up a material widget with a container widget, and we'll give the margin from the bottom. So here you can see the first document name Rahul Sharma, age 50 and location United States, and a second document Shivam Gupta, India, 30. So both the documents we can see in our app by using a stream builder, and we can successfully read all the details for that respective collection. So let's move and add one more users, and it will show the details of that user in the home page in just few seconds. So in the name I will write Manoj De and age 34 and location India. Now click on add. So details has been uploaded successfully. Now let's move to the home page again, and here you can see that it just take a few seconds to show the details from the Firestore database. So we have done the second part of our CRUD method, which is read. So if you got to know how to read the data from the Firestore database, then do not forget to hit that like button down below. Now let's move to the third part of our CRUD, which is update. So we'll move to the text widget and we'll wrap up with a row widget, and in the row widget I will provide a icon edit so that user can directly edit the employee detail from the home page. Now I will create a show dialog box here so that user can see all the details of that respective employee and can edit one by one through the text field. So in the future I will write edit employee detail, which will be the our function name, and in the string id will pass a respective id of that document, and in the builder I will write context, and in the context I will write alert dialog. Now content, container, child, column, children, and in the children will write row widget here because I will also create a close button so that they can close the show dialog box by using this icon, and a to text that we have already wrote in the app bar, which will be edit details, and will wrap up the icon with a gesture director, and in the on tab function I will write navigator dot pop context so that it can automatically pop out the dialog box from there. Now I'll copy the same name and the text field that I wrote in employee.dart file because this will also save the time write the code again and again, and will paste it in the column widget, and we need to also pass a controller so that we can handle the text field. Now let me show you what all things I've wrote in the dialog box. So we'll wrap up the icon with a gesture director, and we'll call a function edit employee detail. Now in the id we'll pass a respective id of that document so that we can update that document in just few seconds. Now when I'll tap the edit icon here, you can see the dialog box that I'm talking about. So here the font size is too large, so let me decrease the font size to 20. Now let's move the text to the left side. So again we'll write cross axis alignment dot start in our column widget, and also provide the space between the headline and the text field. Now we'll create a update button here so that user can update the details of that respective employee by pressing this button. Now to show the text in the text field so that user can update the details of that respective employee, we need to assign the text field with the text that has been already shown in the firestore database. So we'll write name controller.text ds name, age controller.text ds age, and same for the location. So by doing that, we are assigning a name, age, location to the respective text field so that user can edit the respective details easily and can update the document from the Flutter app. Now when I click to the edit button, you can see the name Rahul Sharma, age 50, and the location. Now let's move to the update button to the center, and we'll also provide the height from the top by using the size box. Now let's move, and when I'll click to the edit button here, then here you can see that it calls all the user detail in the respective text field like name, age, and the location. So by using the update button, I can update the name and the age and the location of that respective employee by using this text field. But before that, we need to add the function in our elevated button so that it will be called whenever we'll press the update button here. So let's move to the database.dart file and we will create a function name update employee detail. So we'll write future update employee detail. Now we need to pass our respective document ID so that we can update the document from the Firestore database by using this ID here. So this is the respective ID of that respective employee document. So we need to go to that respective document and can make the update by a unique ID of that employee. Now we'll write return await firebase firestore.instance.collection and we'll pass a collection name employee here. Now dot doc, and as I've told you there is a respective doc ID for each document and we'll use dot update function, and in the dot update function we'll again pass a map string dynamic here which is a updated map here. So we'll write a map name update info and we'll pass it to dot update function here. So by using this update function it can quickly update the respective document of that employee. Now let's move to the home.dart file, and now on the onPress function first I will create a map string dynamic and will pass a map name update info and will pass name age location. We are writing this because if the user want to edit any of the text field and want to update the respective document, then we'll pass a updated map to that document and we'll write location, and in the location we'll write location controller.text and we'll also pass the respective ID. Now await database methods dot update employee detail, and in the ID which will be the respective ID and update info which will be the map string dynamic, and through the dot then method will directly pop out the dialog box here by using navigator.pop context. Now let's hot restart it again. Now let's update the Manoj Day age to 20 here. Now we'll click to the pencil icon and we'll change the age from 30 to 20. Now I'll click on the update button and you can see that it just take a few seconds to update the age in our Firestore database. Now let's update the user name here. So I will write Rahul Gupta here and we'll click on the update button, and you can see that it just take a few seconds to update the name from Rahul Sharma to Rahul Gupta here. And let's also update the location of that employee to England, and again you can see the update in the Firestore database. So our update part is done and we have successfully executed the third part of our CRUD method, which is update. Now let's move to the fourth part of our CRUD method, which is delete. So now we'll create a icon delete here. So when the user will press a delete icon, then it will delete the respective document from the collection name employee. So we'll first create icons.delete. Now we'll give the color to our icon. So we'll write colors.orange. Now remove the main axis alignment dot space between and we'll give a spacer here, and through the spacer it will provide a maximum space between the widgets here. Now we'll give a size box with 5.0 between our two icons so that we can easily get a minimum space between the two icons to execute the update and delete function. Now let's move to the database.dart file, and here I will create a function name delete employee detail. So we'll copy the same update function here and we'll just change some of the code for our delete employee detail, and we'll call a dot delete function here Now let's move to the home.dart file and we'll wrap up the icon with a gesture detector, and in the onTap method we'll pass a database methods dot delete employee detail and we'll pass a respective document ID by DSID. Now let's hot restart it again. So now if I want to delete a Manoj De details here, which is our second employee, so I'll click to the delete icon here and it will take just a few seconds to delete that document from the respective collection name employee, and you can see that respective document has been also deleted from the Firestore database. Now let's remove one more document here. So we can successfully delete a respective employee detail from our app. So our fourth part is also done, which is delete from our CRUD method. Let's move to the database.dart file and the function add employee detail, which is a first part of our CRUD method, which is create. Get employee detail function is our second part of our CRUD method, which is read, and update employee detail is our third part of our CRUD method, which is update, and our last part is delete from our CRUD method. So we have successfully navigated through the complete Flutter Firebase CRUD operations, turning theory into practice with our real projects. Though I've tried my best to make it as easy as possible so that beginner can also understand the code. And if you enjoyed this video and want to show some extra love and support, consider buying us a virtual coffee. Every sip fuels our coding adventure and keep the Flutter magic alive. You can find the link in the description box. Also, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the amazing content we upload on this channel. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.